Double teaming back and forth. Hey, Bill Wilkie up. Take him now. Wait, shift over him. What? Oh! Tony! 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 They beat the Gladiators! Tony! They beat the Gladiators! Randy and Bill Wilkie! Tony, I'm going to see my... Randy, Bill! You beat him! You beat him!
Championship Wrestling, bringing you great wrestling action sanctioned by the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to number one. That's World Championship Wrestling. Tony, you're smiling because we both know the cup is on its way. It's right around the corner.
It's on its way. It is Friday night. It starts the first session at 7 o'clock, and you will see all 24 teams in action that first night in Baltimore, David. Also here today, Jim Cornette, who says he has a very big announcement for us, and who knows what he's going to come up with today, but Cornette will have a big announcement. And as you saw last week, of course, Dick Murdoch with the brainbuster on the concrete floor to Nikita Koloff. First of all, Nikita Koloff is with us. He still has the brace on, but as we've heard in the past, he will be a part of the cup. But Dick Murdoch, as we said last week, is in a lot of trouble.
That's right, and there's a gentleman right over here that will let you know all about it.
Jim Crockett, president of Jim Crockett Promotions. Good to see you again, Jim.
Tony and David. We do have a change in the cup starting this Friday night. Vladimir Pietrov and Ivan Koloff will be the tag team instead of Dick Murdoch. Dick Murdoch has been suspended for 30 days. He has been stripped of the U.S. tag team titles. We'll have a tournament in the future. And we're considering further actions against Mr. Murdoch for the brainbuster on the floor against Nikita Koloff.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. And you heard that from Mr. Jim Crockett, president of Jim Crockett Promotions. And Ivan Koloff, I'm sure you heard it. It's you and Vladimir. But
I heard what Jim Crockett had to say. You think that is funny?
Well,
get that smile off your face or I'll slap it off. Who do you think you are? You are like these other stupid Americans out here. You think this is great. You think now the superpowers have the advantage over us, don't you?
Well,
I'm going to tell you something. Vladimir and myself will be in Baltimore. The superpowers, as far as you're concerned, you don't realize what dangerous, determined people Dick Murdoch, Vladimir, and myself are. You call this a free country. What kind of freedom is it when you deprive a man of making a living? You're not going to get away with it.
I'm sorry, but they tell me we have to go to the ring for a new match.
Are going to be sorry.
Okay, let's go to the ring.
Precious. Woo! Ron Garvin's in there. The Hands of Stone. What a team this is. The chance already starts. These fans have much to do with the winning ability of these teams. And it's all going to come down for the cup.
That's right. Ron Garvin and gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, one of the teams comprised of family members. Of course, the other one, Brad and Bob Armstrong. And there's a look at Precious right there beside him, gorgeous.
Watch Ron Garvin. This man can wrestle. And he loves to tie him up. Watch him. Great amateur wrestling background.
And for you fans who, of course, were with us last year in New Orleans, there's no doubt Ron Garvin's an offensive wrestler because the team that went to the finals against the Road Warriors was a team of Magnum and Ron Garvin. That's right. That's exactly right. And, David, here we are, joined right here by the world heavyweight champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Well, Tony Schiavone, I always like to scout potential opponents, and as the whole world knows, Jimmy Garvin has got his name on the dotted line. He's got a few matches with the world champion. But really, rather than scout Jimmy Garvin, what I'm doing is I'm taking a look at my new squeeze.
Your new squeeze?
Because I'm sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the words around town, I've been told by a lot of women that this is going to be the next and probably the #1 Space Mountaineer. Look at her, brother. Is she alive today, huh? That dress probably cost $1,000. She's looking like Ric Flair. She's styling and she's profiling. As a matter of fact, she's about as bodacious today as any woman the world champion has seen in a long time. And I'll guarantee it, Tony Schiavone, and you know me, remember New York, huh?
Yeah.
Remember Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Did I take care of you, huh?
Yeah.
When I make a prediction, you know it's as good as gold, buddy. Hey, Precious! Woo! Baby doll, don't look over here. The world champion camera. What I'm telling you, Tony Schiavone, is I'm sure that she's going to make an intelligent decision, and she's going to walk that aisle with me. Look at those eyes, huh? She's glances over here. Every time Garvin's not looking, she looks at me. Those piercing eyes, they look right at the world champion. What woman? She's no different than anybody else. I walk into any hotel, any club in the country, every woman in the joint, huh? I tear them up, Tony Schiavone. Yep. I'm the kind of guy that women identify with. Money, notoriety, prestige, big cars, nightlife, big houses, anything they want. Ric Flair can provide. And most of all, I'm a 60-minute man, Tony Schiavone. Yeah, Garvin. Hey, big man. How you doing today, buddy? Look at Precious, buddy. Is she live today?
Well, she looks nice.
I wish
And she's looked over here a couple of times.
Brother. Those are some bodacious tatas, Tony Schiavone. Woo! Wow. You can't tell me that Garvin's capable of handling all that. That's got Ric Flair written all over it. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to holler at her a few more times. She knows the proposal's there, but I'll guarantee you before the end of this program, she comes out here, makes the right decision, and decides before any blood is shed, before anybody sweats, to walk the aisle with Ric Flair. I've never done this before, you know it.
No, you haven't, Rick.
I stole a baby doll. She was able to ride with me for 48 hours.
That's right.
She said, Nature Boy, champ, that's it. You're too much, man. But Precious, I think, has the special ingredient that Ric Flair looks for in a woman. Look at her, brother. Look at those eyes. She's on fire. You don't think, you ever see her dressed up like this before? You know why she's dressed up like that today? Because the world champion's in Atlanta. Tomorrow night, Atlanta, Georgia. I'll guarantee you, Precious is going to walk that aisle. Look at her. Woo! Tomorrow night, she walks the aisle with yours truly, Ric Flair, Slick Rick, Space Mountain, but above all else.
And, whoa.
Here we go.
The world champion, Ric Flair, walks over.
Couple of steps. Put that camera back on Precious, buddy. Hey, put that camera back on Precious one time, brother.
There she goes.
Look at that right there. If that got Ric Flair, that got Space Mountain written all over it, I'll tell you what, tomorrow night, she walks into the Omni with me, and when we get to Baltimore, I'm going to walk through the aisle of that Marriott Hotel. There'll be 400 or 500 potential Space Mountain standing in line, but Precious will be on the right arm of the world heavyweight champion. And brother, you know what I say is as good as gold, put it in the bank. When I say a woman's going to be mine, you know she's going to be mine. Woo!
Look, it's Precious, and of course you heard the comments from the world champion Ric Flair, David.
And you know, Ric Flair, he talks with confidence. This man knows what he can do. And the man in the ring right now, gorgeous Jimmy. You can see what he can do. Your winners, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, Ron Garvin with Precious.
the team seated number 4, the Rock and Roll Express.
You know, Tony, it's all coming down, baby. That Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup, that $1 million right around the corner. Like I said, you know, me and brother, we're seated number 4. Baltimore, get ready, baby, because brother and I, we're heading right there to do one thing, Tony. That's to win that cup.
And the $1 million, a lot of money. People do a lot of things for $1 million, Ricky.
That's right, a lot of money. We're talking about jet planes and caviar, limousines and daddy's car, baby. Anything for $1 million, because money changes everything. Money can make people do a lot of devious things, baby. But one thing that's on our mind is to step in there and give it our best. I'm talking about for the Jim Crockett Memorial Senior Cup. And I'm talking about for $1 million. That's what it's all about. All the hard work, all the sweat, the tears, baby, what come down to it is who's the best team in the world today. 24 of the best in the world, and only one is going to walk out of there with $1 million. One mistake, baby, you'll be sitting back to the dressing room with your tail between your legs. But the Rock and Roll Express, baby, is going to be there. There's only one R around here, baby, and that's the Rock and Roll Express. And rock and roll is forever, baby. Woo!
The Rock and Roll Express. More action right after this timeout. Championship Wrestling, Ocean Center, Daytona, Florida, Sunday, April 26th, 8 o'clock in Daytona, UIC Pavilion, Chicago, Illinois, Friday, April 24th at 8 o'clock in Chicago, the Civic Auditorium, San Francisco, California, Thursday, April 23rd, 8 o'clock, the NWA returns to San Francisco, the Richmond Coliseum, Richmond, Virginia, Friday, April 17th at 8:15, the Road Warriors, Ole Anderson, others in Richmond, UGA Coliseum, Athens, Georgia, Thursday, April 16th at 8:15, Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff, Ryan Garvin, others in Athens, Memorial Coliseum, Jacksonville, Florida, Wednesday, April 15th at 8 o'clock. Barry Windham, Nikita Koloff, Mike Rotunda, other top stars in Jacksonville. Charlotte Coliseum, Charlotte, North Carolina, Sunday, April 12th at 8 o'clock in Charlotte. Baltimore Arena, Baltimore, Maryland, Friday, April 10th at 7 o'clock. Saturday, April the 11th at 8 o'clock. The Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament coming to Baltimore. Reed Green Coliseum, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Thursday, April 9th, the bell time is 8:15. Nikita Koloff, Ole Anderson, Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man, Valiant, Tully Blanchard, others in Hattiesburg. Miami Beach Convention Center, Miami Beach, Florida. Wednesday, April 8th, the bell time is 8:30. Dusty Rhodes, Big Bubba, Wahoo McDaniel, Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man, Valiant, others in Miami Beach. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock at the Omni in Atlanta, the Road Warriors. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin was precious. Barry Windham, many other top stars. Tomorrow night at the Omni in Atlanta. It's the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, the Major League of Professional Wrestling.
Exciting program we're having right now, really.
Oh,
you can see all the teams are getting ready for the Cup.
That's exactly right, but there's one man who's not getting ready for the Cup, and that is Dick Murdoch, and he thought, of course, that he would be there with Ivan Koloff, but you heard from Jimmy Crockett, the suspensions was laid down to Dick Murdoch. We do have a taped interview with Dick Murdoch, and his obviously reply to the suspension. Let's go listen to these words from Captain Redneck, Dick Murdoch.
Jimmy Crockett, how does it feel to be sitting in your office in Charlotte, North Carolina, and get the telephone call from the great state of Texas, my attorney telling you to put me back to work? That you're going to be in a courtroom, that I'm going to be back within 2 weeks. How does it feel, Jimmy Crockett? Your ego been busted? Your ego's probably been busted the same way Nikita Koloff's head and neck feels from the brain buster. And there's also on the wind a little statement to try to ban the brain buster. Well, Jimmy Crockett, you can't ban a brain buster. It's just like keeping me from work. You can't do it. That is a patented move that only Dick Murdoch knows, that only Dick Murdoch has perfected through the years, and that only Dick Murdoch has put out a lot of people in professional wrestling with it. And the next one I'm going to get, Jimmy Crockett, it's going to be your stooge, Dusty Rhodes. Now, Dusty, I've told you, and I told Nikita that I was going to get rid of you, destroy you. I got rid of Nikita, and Dusty, you're next. Ivan, Vladimir, I will be there.
These World Tag Team Champions, the #1 seed. And we talked about being primed and ready for the Cup. Take a look at this. Quickly destroying Dexter Westcott, Cougar J. They are the team on top, the #1 seed. Paul Jones, Ravishing Rick Rude, and the Raging Bull. And we are back here at ringside. Let's bring them in, the World Tag Team Champions with Paul Jones.
You know, the people in St. Petersburg, Florida tonight and tomorrow night in Orlando, Florida, are going to have the opportunity to see the world champions eliminate another team from the Cup. Now, let me tell you something. What more can I say? We've studied films on other teams where the Cups were blue in the face. My men are in 100% condition, no injuries. They're able to go as many as 5 matches a day. So that's what it's going to take, endurance. And most of all, the support of these world belts, because my men have what it takes. So the Cup, it's all said and done.
That's right, Shivani. The time for speculation is now, because we are upon the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tournament. What you have just witnessed is a preview of what might happen to the Road Warriors. Maybe Dusty and Nikita, maybe Tully Blanchard and Lex Luger. It doesn't matter which team it is, Rock and Roll Express. We will rock you in Baltimore. Tell them, Bull.
You know, when reality sets in on April 10th and 11th, everybody's got to stop talking and start lacing up the boots and do what we've been doing for a long time, and that's being number one, Daddy. That means all the shaking, all the quivering stops, because in reality, you will look at the R&R Express, ravishing and raging, and we're coming to Baltimore for one thing, $1 million and the Cup. That means the Road Warriors, Rock and Roll Punky Morton. I am so sick of you singing that when I get to Baltimore, I got a song for you, and you're going to name that tune, Daddy. You're going down just like Nikita, and especially you stooge. You and Dusty Rhodes are super powerless. This is the power of World Today. You realize it? You come around with your posters, and you realize one thing. R&R Express means ravishing and raging, and nobody else can deal it out like we do. So if you want to rock, lay it out, because we know how to roll. So we are the #1 seed and the #1 team in the world. That R&R Express, ravishing and raging.
And we'll be back right after this. We've heard from the #1 seeds, the World Tag Team Champions, Paul Jones, Ravishing Rick Rude, and the Raging Bull. Okay, another team in the tournament, of course, Tim Horner and Mike Rotunda. Mike Rotunda, the Florida heavyweight champion. You're right. Let's hear from the Florida champion, Mike Rotunda.
It's only 1 week away right now. I'm looking forward to going to the Crockett Memorial Senior Cup in Baltimore, Maryland. $1 million at stake. Right now, I'm proud to say I've been keeping in shape, defending the Florida heavyweight title. But having Tim Horner as a partner is going to be a big plus. And it's true that we're not seeded, but that's okay, because nobody counted on the Orangemen making it to the finals either. And this Orangeman and Tim Horner are going to go for it, go for the gold. $1 million in Baltimore, Maryland. Nobody could ask for a better way to come in. Nobody's going to be expecting a thing out of us, but that's okay, because that takes me back to my amateur days when I was unseeded, came up, won the Eastern Championships. I'm looking forward to a big way. We're going to see all the fans back in Baltimore, Maryland. It's going to be one heck of a night, a card that equals none. Wrestling premiere. Baltimore, Maryland, the Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. We'll see you there.
Here they are, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, Hawking Animal.
And you talk about the Cup, you got to talk about this team. First of all, even though they are not the #1 seed, they are the defending champions. They are back from a tour of Japan where they were very successful. And boy, are they looking good.
Destruction. Watch him. Watch Hawk. Takes him now. Snapmare. Paul Ellery has got them exactly where he wants them. Lean and mean. They take him up.
Oh, my.
Offer him as a sacrifice.
Oh, my.
Yes! Oh, yes. The Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors.
Take a look once again. Right out of the top. Tommy Angel goes down hard. The winners, the Road Warriors and Davidson ringside with Hawk and Animal and Paul Ellery. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with me now, the Road Warriors and Paul Ellering. Animal, Hawk.
Tony, excuse me, David. Hey, people out there, we come back, but we're not the same as when we left to Japan. We've now got the International Tag Team belts. We are the International Tag Team Champions of the world. But when we're gone, there's a lot of people talking. And what they're talking about is us. They're flapping their yaps about who can bench what and who's stronger than who. The bottom line is not what you can bench. It's can you take a punch, and after you get done flapping your lap about how much you can bench, and me, your animal drops you to the floor like this, and you're doing the herky-jerky like this, and I can bend over you and go, now, how much can you bench? How strong are you? A lot of good it does you when you're laying flat on the floor. You human suppositories out there, flapping your yap. You know what I'm talking about. Tully Blanchard, Ric Flair, Lex Luger. I'll tell you what, you keep flapping your yap so we can shut it. Boston tonight, the new Midnight Express. They'll be real old when we get done with them. Tell them, big man.
You know something, David Crockett? There's another thing out there that's got the Warriors a little hot. What's this number 3 seed garbage, Paul?
Number 3, Animal. We're number 3, but don't worry about it. We're going to win this thing.
You know why, David Crockett? You know why I don't bother us that much? Because of one main reason. We don't care. We got the biggest tournament coming up, the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup. We represent the NWA. We go to Japan. We go to Puerto Rico. We beat everybody up. Not just people in the States, but people everywhere. We're the best tag team in this world. We've already climbed the ladder. We're last year's winners of the Cup, and there ain't nothing that's going to stop us this year.
Get ready, Boston, because here we just saw David from the top of the apron, on top of the head. That's our big surprise for Baltimore and Boston.
All right, we'll be back with more right after this. Okay, fans, we're back with you on World Championship Wrestling, where all the stars...
I love it. I'm happy today, ladies and gentlemen. I present none other than the baddest man in the world, 6 feet 8, 357 pounds from Louisville, Kentucky, my bodyguard, Big Bubba Rogers.
You know, we mentioned on the first of the program that Jim Cornette had a big announcement for us today, but right now I know your attention is with Big Bubba.
My attention is with Big Bubba. Big announcement in a few minutes, but you see right there, like the torches and wake the villagers, Big Bubba Rogers is on the loose, and brother, that's a monster like you never seen before. The baddest man in the world, the king of the Louisville street fights, and he's got a lot of stuff coming up in the future, but most importantly, we're still looking ahead to Baltimore, Maryland. That match with Ole Anderson inside that steel cage. Look at Gary Royal. At a loss, baby, the world's biggest midget wrestler right here, Gary Royal. He is at a loss at how to cope with the baddest man in the world, and that's exactly what everybody else is all over the world of professional wrestling. They're at a loss of what to do. They can't knock him down. They can't hurt him. They can't stop him. They can't beat him. They can't even make him give up. What can they do to Big Bubba Rogers? Nothing. That's exactly what. Go ahead, Tony. I know you want to say something.
I'm just trying to get a word in here, Jimmy. Big Bubba, bodyguard of Jim Cornette. And you know, when he first came here, he didn't come here to wrestle. He came here to protect you. But since going into the ring, I mean, it's fairly obvious his success is incredible.
All the people that were jealous of me, they were trying to get their hands on me, so I'm going to send him down, and that's exactly what he's done. He's protected me. He has kept any harm from coming to me, but you see, the fact of the matter is that Big Bubba, when he first got in the ring, he was so awesome, he was so incredible that I said this man could be one of the greatest professionals of all time. Look at the agility on that man. Coming off the top rope, being 6 feet 8, 350 pounds, it's unbelievable the things this man can do in the ring.
When I saw that, I said, I've got something. I got a gold mine on my hands. He'd been doing a lot of work for the Cornette family for a long time, but I'd never thought about putting him in the ring because he was at his best when he was doing things in the dark, you know. But, woo! And Gary Royal just lost his head, I think. I hate it when people lose their composure when they get in the ring with Big Bubba. But anyway, Ole Anderson, legendary tough guy, the Charles Bronx of professional wrestling. None other than Ole Anderson is going to be the man to go down in Baltimore, and that's going to do a world of good for this man. Keep going, Bubba. Keep going. Beat him up a little bit more. I want to see you do a few different things. Beating up Ole Anderson, the legendary tough guy, is going to do a world of good for this man's reputation because everybody thinks that Ole Anderson's a crusty old fossil, which he is, that can't be hurt, which he can be. And brother, he's got science, he's got toughness, he's got strength, he's got everything under his power. And when he gets in the ring with Ole Anderson in Baltimore at that Jim Crockett Cup, I can hardly wait.
Well, you know, one thing he also has to do is get through Dusty Rhodes tonight in Boston.
Tonight in Boston is going to be the warm-up. That's going to be like the lunch to the big feast for dinner because Dusty Rhodes, the American dream, has seen his better days. Tonight in Boston, Massachusetts, we're going to bring Bubba Rogers out to the ring in a plain brown wrapper because he's banned in Boston. He's just that bad. And when he gets finished with Dusty Rhodes inside a steel cage again, you know why we're having so many cage matches with Big Bubba? Because every time somebody gets in the ring with his brother, all they try to do is run. All you see is elbows and shoe soles, baby, because they know that they cannot compete with the baddest man in the world, and Dusty Rhodes is in the same classification. He's not even here today. He probably hopped a flight to Rio de Janeiro because he is so embarrassed, he's so ashamed that he's not going to be able to beat Big Bubba.
All right. Jim Cornette and Big Bubba, and there's no doubt about it, David. You know, he talked about Ole Anderson in Baltimore. Ole Anderson's a tough customer, and I know Bubba is too, but that certainly should be one great event.
And Ole Anderson has a very sadistic nature, as all you fans know. He's going to enjoy going after Big Bubba Friday night in Baltimore. Ole will get hold of Big Bubba the first night of the tournament, Friday night in Baltimore.
Hey, Papa, do us all a favor. Beat up Cornette.
All right, now, watch Big Bubba with Gary Royal. Swoops down, scoops him up, and drives him straight into the mat. Your winner, Big Bubba, with Jim Cornette.
All right, here you are, and here's your announcement. I would take.
Okay, you know something? Today I'm real happy, but last week I was lower than low because the fact of the matter is I like coming out here saying what I want to say and doing what I want to do. And I'll be honest with you, for once in my life, everything I do just tickles me to death. But you see, the fact of the matter is my mother's paying for this whole gig. She's financing it. She's the one I got to please in the bottom line. She called me home last week. I had to take Bubba up to Louisville, and she sat me down and had a long talk and said, listen here. When you first came to Jim Crockett Promotions in the NWA, you said the Midnight Express were going to be World Tag Team Champions, and they were. You said the Midnight Express were going to beat people up, and they did. Everything you said was going to happen came to pass. But the Midnight Express has been without the World Tag Team Championship since August 16, 1986. I said they were going to win the U.S. Tag title. They didn't do it. I said they were going to win the scaffold match, get rid of the Road Wars. They didn't do it. And Mama said the Cornette name's not going to be associated with anything unless it's the best. So, brother, a change had to be made. She said there was a weak link. In any chain, there's a weak link, and a chain's only as strong as the weakest link. She told me to make the weak link strong no matter what it took and no matter how much expense I had to go to, and she gave me the blank check. So what I did, I sat down and I examined the situation. Big Bubba Rogers, the baddest man in the world. Since he's been my bodyguard, his job has been to keep everybody from putting their hands on me, and that's what he's done perfectly. Beautiful Bobby Eaton, the highest flying man in professional wrestling, does things in a wrestling ring that no other athlete has ever even dreamed of accomplishing. But there was a weak link. Well, now, the weak link has been made strong. $1 million Jim Crockett Cup coming up. The World Tag Team titles, United States Tag Team titles, everything coming up. For ladies and gentlemen, I present now for the first time ever, none other than the greatest tag team in professional wrestling, twin sons of different mothers. The weak link is strong. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful Bobby and Sweet Sand, the new Midnight Express. Come on in here. Woo! Look at him. Is he great or what? I'm going to tell you what right now. I went out and I searched until I found the perfect man. This is the greatest tag team of all time, the most outrageous combination. Twin sons of different mothers, tag team specialists. Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup, $1 million coming up. The U.S. Tag Team titles, the World Tag Team titles, any honor in wrestling is now within our grasp because bigger, better, more exciting, stronger, faster, sleeker, meaner, slicker, and quicker than ever. Brother, the new Midnight Express, and I promise you this, Anybody that stands in our way from now on is going to have a bad, bad surprise because we have done it this time. The ultimate combination. We're going down in history, and we're going to be back later. Let's go, guys. They've seen enough. They don't deserve any more.
All right, you heard it from Jim Cornette, and we'll be right back, fans. Leader of the Four Horsemen, along with the World Television Champion, Tully Blanchard.
You know, Tony, there's been a tremendous amount of talk about the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup coming up less than a week away. The Horsemen, we've been there before. That's why we are the Four Horsemen of professional wrestling. And certainly it's good to talk about it. It's good to get everybody's insight on the possible combinations, what can happen. But really the bottom line is $1 million. And that's enough to motivate anybody to do anything. And if you think otherwise, you're only fooling yourself. But I think it's time for the talking to wind down and the action to begin. And that's where the Horsemen take over. Because we could talk a good game, but the difference is when the talking's over, that's when the wrestling action begins. And when the hands raise in victory, time and time again, you continue to see the Four Horsemen of professional wrestling. The cup, the money, it's all coming to us. And let's not forget Tully Blanchard, the man that day in and day out puts $10,000 on the line that says, I am the very best at what I do, and I'm willing to put my money in my mouth to prove that I'm deserving a world television champion. And you know, so I heard Jim Cornette make some reference to Ole Anderson being the fossil of professional wrestling. I better hope that Jim Cornette never meets Ole Anderson, because everybody knows when a tree becomes a fossil, becomes hard as a rock, and the rock is hard. But we got ways of dealing with him, too.
Well, you know, JJ, we've got one thing to do before the Cup. Tomorrow night, Atlanta, Georgia, and Omni. Just exactly that. Ole Anderson, you and me in the Omni. You like to call it home. Your kid's real close. Your wife's real close. Your family's real close. You're going to bring everybody down. Well, that's fine. You bring them all, and you put them inside that railing. Because Ole Anderson, you snuck up on me and hit me with a bat. A baseball bat, a foreign object. You want to do it eyeball to eyeball, man to man? Well, you do it. Leave the bat behind, Ole. Be the man that we always thought you were. A former horseman. Ole Anderson, you turned your back on us. We didn't turn our back on you. That's why you're out. And that's why the Lexter's in. And that's why the Horsemen are bigger and better than they ever were. Baltimore's going to find out. But before Baltimore, tomorrow night, Atlanta, GA, where you beat up a lot of people, Ole, and you've done a lot of things to a lot of other people. I'm going to take you down, and I'm going to give you that wrestling lesson. You like to talk about taking me to the gym and knowing where I ate and where I hurt and knowing everything about the Horsemen, and you're going to have fun for the first time in your life. Well, all that's true, Ole, but we know everything about you. We know which elbow hurts and which knee hurts and which hip hurts. And Ole Anderson, I'm going to learn everything you ever taught me. Take that one body part and grind it and grind it and grind it. And tomorrow night when you're looking up at the top of the Omni saying, please, Tully, no more, call the Horseman off. It's going to be all over, Ole, and that's it.
Tully Blanchard. Okay, fans, let's go to the ring.
In the ring now, the total complete package, Lex Luger and his manager, J.J. Dillon. Going to take on the Italian Stallion.
You know, David, confidence reigns high in the camp of the Horsemen. A lot of things are going on here today. We know we got the Cup coming up very soon. We'll let all the fans know that tickets are now available at all Ticket Center outlets, not just the arena box office, at all Ticket Center outlets, to get your tickets for the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. We heard the news from Jim Cornette about the Midnight Express.
This tournament is up for grabs. The Road Warriors, you saw them out here.
Oh, boy, they look awesome, don't they?
Awesome. Rock and Roll Express, they're ready.
But you know,
Mike Rotunda.
Yeah, and Jim Horn. You know, we knew this would happen, though. We knew that when there was a chance for $1 million, when it was all ready, that the teams would be ready. They would prime themselves. They would get ready, and they are.
All right, fans, you got to remember, too, the teams are ready. And just think, what would you do for $1 million? That's right, you'd do anything. And these men, only one winner. One team can win. There you see J.J. Dillon, always watching. He's the man that Lex Luger came to. Said he wanted to be a four-horseman. And now he is.
You know, because it's a tournament in which you're seeded and anything can happen. In other words, you know, friends can go up against friends in this tournament. Some people have asked, what would happen if the two teams, including the Horsemen, would have to face each other in the championship for the $1 million? What would happen? I guess the answer to that would be that the Horsemen would have completed what they said they would do. Be the top in wrestling, they'd be all the way up to the top. So you never know what's going to happen in a tournament like that. Anything. Can be friend against friend and enemy against enemy.
So many teams.
Boy, Lex Luger. What a successful athlete he has been in his career, and now that he's in the NWA.
Think about it. Lex Luger and the Road Warriors. Ooh, what a battle that would be. Just let your mind wander, fans. Think of the combinations there could be. Any number. That's what makes the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup so great. Two-day tournament like no other.
7 o'clock on Friday night it all begins, and you will see all 24 teams, including this team, the number 8 seed, James J. Dillon, which is looking good right now.
They sure are, Tony. And, you know, this is the final tune-ups this weekend for the Cup, and anybody that really pays attention to what's going on has to realize over the last couple of weeks I've very strategically placed Lex Luger and Tully Blanchard in key television matches where they would get a chance to you know, perform well as a tag team and for everybody to see what they were capable of doing, even though the seeding was already done, the selections were already made. But then I also wanted to put Tully Blanchard in some single matches, Lex Luger in some single matches. I wanted to see them against men that didn't have the same weight as Lex Luger, kind of at a disadvantage, but where their speed and so forth would come into play. And then with the Italian Stallion, a big, rugged, raw-boned individual, certainly you know, no great size advantage for Lex Luger, just to demonstrate, as he himself has said right from day one, he is really the total package of professional wrestling. And I would even go so far as to say that someday destined to be a world heavyweight champion because he has all the material.
All right. Got just about a 1 count out of that, but Luger right back up on top.
Interesting comment. Lex Luger, like JJ said, the complete package.
One, two, three.
Driving the knee into the back.
Boy, is he aggressive, too. He is going right after the tag. He'll fend off an elbow right there and then just dominate. Oh.
He's got the strength. Tighter and tighter. JJ looking on. Very proud of himself. Satisfaction knowing that he brought this man to the best. Break him in half. JJ gives the signal. Now. Thanks for staying up. And makes him submit.
All right.
Awesome is right. The Four Horsemen rule wrestling. And you can see the reason why. Lex Luger, one of the four. The Mighty Horseman, Lex Luger.
One half of the Superpowers, Nikita Koloff, and you said last week, even though the neck injury will not keep you out of the tournament.
Spasibo, Tony. It's great to be here. You know, I feel it better each day, Tony. I go last week to saw Dr. Swanek, and he asked Nikita, he said, Nikita, how come you still go to gym work out? How come you still go wrestling? I look him in the eye to eye, and I say to Dr. Swanek, because I have to. It's in my heart. You see, I know quit at anything before, and I know I'm going to quit now. Dick Murdoch, Ivan Koloff, Vladimir Petrov, Dr. Swanek, tell Nikita, you may be going to have this pain in your neck, in your back, for the rest of your life. Well, if that's okay, if that's true, then you, Ivan Koloff, you, Dick Murdoch, and you, Vladimir Petrov, are going to have pain for the rest of your life in Nikita Koloff. And for the Crockett Cup, Tony, I want to make sure all the people know, as you see Nikita Koloff stand here today, Chitoeta, you are going to see Nikita Koloff and my super partner, Dusty Rose, stand side to side in this town. We're going to have the Crockett Cup. We are going to be there, and we are going for the Crockett Cup, Tony. Spasibo.
Okay, the U.S. champion Nikita Koloff ready for the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. More action right after this timeout. And we're back, fans of Baron Bondarashka. He and Wahoo McDaniel in the tournament in Baltimore.
That's the thing here, Tony. You know, Wahoo was telling me the other day, he is from Oklahoma, a great oil-producing state, yeah? He says wrestling is a lot like the oil business. Year after year, you go out and search for oil. You do the research, and you look and find a spot, and you drill a hole. And many, many times you drill down into the earth, and you come up empty. It's called a dry hole. And you drill again, and maybe another dry hole. And you drill again, and maybe another dry hole. But in your mind, you know lying beneath the surface of the earth, there is oil. Under the antediluvian soil, the pressure is building up. There's oil there. And when you strike oil, it's under a great deal of pressure. Wahoo and I have been under a lot of pressure. We're coming to Baltimore, the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. And we're going to let the pressure go. We're going after the big prize. We're going to strike oil. $1 million. And that's all the people need to know.
Baron Bondarashka fans, let's go to the ring.
The Rock, Ole Anderson.
Okay, he had a bat. He gave it to Tim Horner, who's with him. And Tim Horner white-lighted over here with that bat right in his hand.
You know, I told Ole Anderson if he ever needed my help, all he had to do was ask. Now, here, recently, he's come to my aid, and I've come to his aid, and that's the way it's going to be, Tom.
All right, White Lightning. I tell you what, those two men mean business, buddy.
Yes, they do. Watch Ole. He enjoys wrestling. The Minnesota Wrecking Crew. The Andersons made that name famous. This man in the ring made that name famous. Working on the arm. Drop. Rams his head in the other turnbuckle. They didn't even try to pin him yet. He wants to show the four horsemen. The fire is not out. It's burning bright.
You're right about that, David. You know, Arn Anderson had mentioned maybe the fire had dimmed, was out. No fire out in those eyes.
Come on, Blanchard!
Calling for Tully Blanchard.
That's because he has Tully tomorrow night in the Omni. Comes off. Knee in the shoulder. Hook the arm. Make him submit. Don't try to pin him. Say, I give. Tully, think about it. Cinch up on the arm. Squeeze it. Twist it. Turn it.
Once again, fans, right on the arm. The winner of the match, The Rock, Ole Anderson. And we'll be right back after this short break. Second hour of World Championship Wrestling, and Ole Anderson with a great win. And here's White Lightning Tim Horner with him.
You know, Tony, I've had people come up to me every day this week, and they say, Tim, why are you taking Ole's side? Why are you helping? Well, it's plain and simple, because we believe in the same thing. It's family. And anybody who has their priorities straight, Tony, has to be family first. Now, the Horseman, you figure you're just going to push Ole on the side and he's going to bow out gracefully. Well, you're wrong, because Ole don't bow out to nobody. And I tell you what, I told Ole, and I'll tell you people, anytime he needs me, I'll be there. I don't have a reputation of being a wrecking crew, but I guarantee you when it comes time to fight, wrestle, or maybe swing that ball bat, I'll be right there.
Okay, let's bring in Ole Anderson.
You know what? I got a couple of tough matches coming up. One, of course, is Big Bubba. Big as you are, I got an equalizer called a baseball bat, a Louisville Slugger. And Bubba, when I get in that ring, we're going to be right there to hit a home run with you. And the guy that I really can't wait to see is that little snot-nose that was out here a little while ago. And I'm talking about the guy that everybody that I see says they want to see his backside whip. And I'm talking about you, Tully. Tully Blanchard. Television champion. You can't wait to get a hold of me. Well, what's going to happen when I get in that ring with this Louisville Slugger? I got Timmy Horner over here watching the rest of those horsemen. I got this Louisville Slugger just in case J.J. Dillon steps his blonde-haired face in the ring. And Tully, I'm going to go out there and do something to you that your dad should have done a long time ago. You think I'm joking? I guarantee you, when I get done, everybody in that Omni, tomorrow night, watch it, mark it down, don't forget, bring Mom and Pop, bring everybody, because I'm going to guarantee everybody in the building that I'm going to make Tully Blanchard bleed. And when I do, I'm going to bend him over so his backside's showing just a little bit, and then I'm going to slap him a few just to let him know who the boss is.
All right, let's go back to the ring.
In the ring now, the Russian, Vladimir Pietrov and Ivan Koloff.
Serious business with Ole Anderson there, isn't it? I know the Horsemen, David. We respect the Horsemen. There's no doubt about it. We respected the Horsemen before Ole and now after Ole. But when Ole Anderson says something, everybody just kind of stands up and takes notice.
Ole Anderson is the teacher. He taught the Four Horsemen. So he formed it. And the teacher never teaches the pupil everything. Remember that, guys. Look at that. Goes down on Ivan.
We're seeing a pretty good match right here from Ricky Lee Jones and Johnny Ace.
Nice move. Tries that pin. Suplex.
Talking about a teacher, a master.
Oh, you're looking at it.
That's right. And he always has that look like he's mad at the world on his face, but even more so today.
Right now he is, because of Dick Murdoch, the suspension. 30-day suspension. And the possibility, because you saw how upset Murdoch was about the possibility of having the brainbuster. Made illegal.
And we saw from Dick Murdoch about how mad he was about that also. Talking about the suspension.
Here he goes. Right into the back.
There's your immovable force. There's your brick wall right there.
Look how big he is. He holds it. Picture's worth 1,000 words. Did you get
Running
the picture?
sickle. Yep. The Russians, Ivan and Vladimir, they will be together in the tournament, the number 10 seed, because of the suspension of Dick Murdoch. Awesome win, too.
All right, here it is again, Dave. The Russians, Vladimir and Ivan. The sickle by the Russians.
Ivan Koloff, Vladimir Pietrov, and now a chance to talk to us once again.
As you can see, every American team, no matter who it is, tries to get great pride in putting us down. So they put 100% effort in it. Like all the teams are getting together. Baltimore, Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup. Vladimir, myself will be there. Now, there's a lot of people, including officials, including the NWA, including Jim Crockett Promotion, that is very prejudiced against us, taking away United States Tag Team title, suspending Dick Murdoch. Comrade Murdoch is very, very upset, like Vladimir and myself are, about these happenings that have been taking place lately. And we are going to take advantage of every situation, starting with the cup. Every team we come up against, we're going to take pride in hurting, making a point of it. And hopefully we'll get in there against you, superpowers. And we'll complete the job that Dick Murdoch started by dropping you on your head this season and injuring your neck. And tomorrow in the Omni, another great team will go down at the hands of Vladimir and myself. You see, Vladimir is not only the master of the Russian chain, but he's bigger and he's stronger and more determined than you Road Warriors, and you're going to find this out in the Omni in Atlanta tomorrow. You're going to find out hard way. You see, you underestimate us. All you Americans underestimate us. We are very dangerous people. We are very determined. You might get the edge on us in certain instances, but in the long run, Dusty Rhodes, Nikita, Road Warriors, Rock and Roll Express, Garbage, whoever it may be, you're going to find out we never give up and we never forget. We never forgive.
Ivan Koloff, Vladimir Pietrov. More action right after this time out. Fans, one of the seeded teams of the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament, the Florida State Tag Team Champions, the Mod Squad, seeded number 9. Let's hear from Spike and Basher, the Mod Squad, about the tournament coming up on Friday.
Somebody knows our credentials because we're seeded 9th, and nothing would be better than the Florida Tag Team Champions coming back with the $1 million and the Crockett Cup. What do you think,
That's right,
Bash?
Spiker. You know, we're working for the #1 promotion in the world, Jim Crockett Promotions, the major leagues of professional wrestling. We're going into this tag team tournament seeded 9th. We think we ought to be higher. We're satisfied right now where we're at because when it's all said and done, when the 2 days is over, $1 million are going to be in our hands. Our hands are going to be raised. Superstar Bill Dundee is going to be right there with us. We'll have that big old cup, the Crockett Cup, and we're going partying, baby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this match is for the World Television title. You're looking at the champion, Tully Blanchard.
And for $10,000, Larry Stevens. Big chance right here.
Look at the champion. Starts right off. Like he's irritated. Something's bothering him. Could it be that he's going to have to wrestle Ole Anderson tomorrow night?
Yeah. Wouldn't that bother you?
You better believe it. Because you were out here. Ole came out, baseball bat and all. The Four Horsemen. Oh. They'll make dog food out of you. Has it in tight. Look at him. Puts him across. Breaks on the count. All right, breaking on the count like that in the ropes is something Ole taught Tully. Ole taught him a lot.
You know, Tully, during his interview out here a couple of moments ago, you know, we're right about Ole being the teacher, Ole knowing a lot of things about all the horsemen, but, you know, you have to agree with Tully when he says, in turn, we know a lot about Ole Anderson.
Oh, yes.
They do. We know about his sore spots, his weaknesses. So it's obviously going to be a fight to the end.
Tony, it's something that I want to see. Good suplex. Drops the elbow in the chest. Remember, this is for the NWA television title and $10,000. Good uppercut. Throws him out. Down on the floor.
Let's not forget Tully and Lex Luger, the number 8 seed, and we've commented about these two great athletes, how good they've been looking in single matches and also in tag team events. I think they'll go far in the Cup tournament. Obviously, one of the teams to beat being the number 8 seed. Look at this move.
Oh. Oh. Whiplash on the neck. Oh. Slingshot suplex. Yes. Rolls over. Hooks with a pin. Very good strategy by J.J. Dillon. Get him to work together as a team and as singles. One of the Four Horsemen, the World Television Champion, Tully Blanchard with a win.
And fans, when we come back, Francis Crockett takes another look at Baltimore and the city hosting the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup this coming weekend.
The Baltimore Arena will come alive this Friday night with the best tag teams from around the world competing for the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup and $1 million. This week, I'd like to show you the best of Baltimore, the can't-miss places for you to see while you're here. You could start with a visit to historic Fort McHenry, where the battle with the British in 1814 inspired Francis Scott Key to write our national anthem. Flag House Museum is also here. Baltimore is the birthplace of passenger railroad service, and a tour of the B&O Railroad Museum is definitely a worthwhile visit. For relaxation, a casual stroll through Druid Hill Park could be nice, or even a picnic by the lake. And don't forget Harbor Place with its multitude of shops and museums, such as the National Aquarium, Maryland Science Museum, and the USS Constellation. Also, for the best Italian food south of New York, remember Baltimore's famous Little Italy. That's all the time we have. We'll see you next Friday night at the Cup.
Okay, let's bring in now, once again, the man who joined us in the first of the program, the heavyweight champion of the world, makes your boy Ric Flair.
Well, Tony Schiavone, as I said earlier in the program, big things between me and Precious, but first of all, talk about the Baltimore, the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup, the greatest and most spectacular sporting event in history takes place next weekend. Baltimore, Maryland, the world champion defends his title after the tournament's over. Barry Windham, you're back in the big time, buddy. You got your opportunity. Not to win $1 million in a tag match, my friend, but to win this. This we have come to know is to be the most prestigious trophy in all of professional sports, worn by the #1 man in wrestling. In this case, Ric Flair. If you beat me, Barry Windham, believe me, buddy, I'll walk across that ring, I'll shake your hand, and I'll say you're off and running, because if you got this, woo, you got it all. The World Championship. Now, Tony Schiavone, as I said earlier in the program, I've seen the way Precious looks at me. I understand the body language. I know the eye that go right through. That's right, baby. She's got the hots for the world champion. She walks out here week in and week out, probably one of the finest specimens ever put on the face of this earth. And as you know, Tony Schiavone, when Ric Flair wants a woman, he will stop at nothing to have her. And that's the bottom line. If it's a limousine at a hotel, if it's a first-class ticket, if it's a ride on my own jet airplane, I'll send it anywhere in the world if the woman is in my eye, if the woman's in my mind. And in this case, no offense to Jimmy Garvin, but before there's any bloodshed, before we break a sweat, Jimmy Garvin, let's be real honest with each other. Precious has got eyes for Space Mountain. Who wouldn't want to walk that aisle? I mean, really, who wouldn't want to walk the aisle with the world's heavyweight champion? It'd be like this, Precious. Here comes Precious, woo, with the world champion. Here comes Space Mountain with Precious. It's got a nice sound to it, doesn't it, baby? Precious, I know you're in the studio. Make the right move, baby. Wave bye-bye to Jimmy right now and walk out here. Woo, because the world custom-made awaits you. Precious, make the right decision, baby. Tomorrow night, you can walk down the aisle of the Albany right here in Atlanta, Georgia, with Space Mountain. Come on, Precious, come on out, baby. Tony Schiavone, you. I'm sure she wants a proper introduction, so please, Tony Schiavone, you're the best sports commentator in the world today. You bring her up.
Okay, Ric Flair, the world champion, is calling for Precious to come out here. We're talking about Precious, the lady who's been with gorgeous Jimmy Garvin for a long time, to come out. Oh, Rick. And here she comes. Thank you very much for coming out.
You know, she is as live as any woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm saying this to you. You know this comes from the heart. We've made a few smart cracks back and forth. But Tony Schiavone, I guarantee you that this has got Ric Flair written all over it. This is, without a doubt, the finest female specimen that Ric Flair has ever laid his eyes on. And Precious, I'm sure that you've thought this over carefully. I'm sure you're here to tell the 80 million people watching our program, forget about all the things I've said in the past, just in jest. You know that in my heart and in my mind and in all good conscience that I think you are ready made for Slick Rick.
How about that, Tony?
That was pretty good.
Are you going to give us a decision here? Look at that. She's looking right through me again. Oh, you are so live. You know what? I know what you want to do. I think she wants to kiss me on TV before she said this. Go ahead, Precious.
Oh, Rick.
Tony, the girl's got a little life to her. I like that.
Yeah, a lot of life.
I like that. She's got a little life to her. Oh, Precious, you are so live. But why on national TV? You know, Tony, next week, I'm going to be out here with some Space Mountain nets. First time ever, the Four Horsemen are bringing 2 of the finest Space Mountain nets ever to be found. No comparison to Precious, but I'm going to bring her a gift. Maybe it'll be a mink coat. But next week right here, Precious, I'm going to call you out one more time. I like a girl with a little fight in her. And the next time you slap me, baby, it'll be behind closed doors. Ooh, I like that, Tony.
Let's go to the ring. All right. Oh, Tony. You know, David, I hold the microphone up here many times for many things. Well, was that a revelation? That's a fiery woman. Oh, what a woman she is. Look at the man in the ring now. Double A. Arn Anderson working on the arm. Golly, I can't get over Ric Flair's Precious. Something. See you next week.
Some of those Space Mountain nets will come out here. She didn't say anything. No. And I was, you know, had the microphone over there ready for her to say something, and nope.
Girls, come on, man. Come on, break it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
So it makes you what?
Back off there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back off. 1.
As Scrappy McGowan looks on, Arn Anderson, one of the horsemen, shows why he's a member, because he knows how to hurt somebody. Oh!
And how, Tony? Oh.
Now, he could pin the man right here.
Oh, no.
That move has pinned many a man.
The Gourd Buster. That's what he wants to show everybody. Holds up the 4 fingers. The 4 horsemen. The 4 horsemen rule wrestling. And this is another reason why. Double A Arn Anderson with the Gourd Buster. Right into the mat. Your winner, Arn Anderson.
Been a win for Lex Luger, for Arn Anderson, for Tully Blanchard, all winners here today on TV.
Well, obviously, Double A is really geared for the Cup. He's got a very able partner, hand-picked by yours truly. And, of course, I'm talking about Kevin Sullivan, and they're going to set Baltimore on fire. The Cup, Tony Giovanni, means $1 million cash, prestige, notoriety, your name in lights, and it puts you in the record books forever. So the Cup will come home with the 4 horsemen. Well, it's myself and Kevin Sullivan. Tully and Lex, rest assured, we have 2 teams. Makes the odds in our favor. And I'm going to talk about you, Horner. I'm going to talk about you, Rock. A lot of people like to come out here, spend their interview time talking about who's got the best abs, who's got the best toys, who's got the most toys, the most cars, fur coats, jewelry. I'm going to talk about an issue, Rock. You see what you've done You've turned your back on the Horsemen. You turned your back on your family, not us. You're dragging Tim Horner into it now. Horner, you're a grown man. You make your own decisions. But he's never stopped to think, Horner. You've turned your back on your partner, Brad Armstrong. Do you think Ole's real popular around here? No, he's not. He's done a lot of nasty things, too. So, Horner, you're a man without a country. Rock, you're a man without a country. What you've just done, you've just entered Vietnam. You're both in a war you can't win. You never had a chance of winning. So, Rock, let me just explain to you. Anytime there's a family squabble, whether it's over a will, whether it's over whatever, the last pork chop on the kitchen table, it's always nastier than if it's two strangers. So, Ole, this started out, we wanted to wash our hands of you. Now, it's become domestic trouble. You see, when you brought a ball bat in the ring, it's a criminal offense. If you think your son's proud of you, Ole, you're sadly mistaken. We're not going to have you arrested. What we're under right now, Rock, what we call horseman law, martial law. It means all things being equal, Rock. It might be at the 7-Eleven, at the mall. Oh, just remember one thing. Let me leave you with one passing thought. If it's not at the Cup or an arena, I know where you live.
Okay, Arn Anderson fans, we'll be right back right after this. Back out with us, Brad, or make that Barry Windham. And Barry, a couple of big matches coming up for you, and I know Baltimore's on your mind as well.
You know, the one that is on my mind is the Cup in Baltimore. And I'll tell you what, Ric Flair had better stop worrying about romancing, and had better worry about his championship belt. And Ric Flair, remember, when I step in that ring with you, the championship is on my mind. Not whose girlfriend or whose wife I want. Ric Flair, remember, the World Heavyweight Championship, it's what I want, it's what you've got, and sooner or later, it's going to be mine, not yours anymore, champ. Be ready for the Cup, because I am.
All right, Barry Windham. Fans, let's go back to the ring.
In the ring now, Brad and Bob Armstrong.
Father and son combination. And a team that's certainly making quite a name for itself all over the world. And in Baltimore would like to make even more of a name for itself. Boy, Brad Armstrong is quick. Good move there by Jackson.
You know, Brad and Bob are the only Armstrongs around, Tony.
David, 2 count. You know, we talked about a great wrestling family, the Armstrong family, down in Florida. Brad's brother, Steve Armstrong, teamed up.
Southern Boys.
Member of the Southern Boys, teamed up with Tracy Smothers, and they certainly have been making strides down in the state of Florida, and hopefully in the weeks to come, we'll get a chance to look at the Southern Boys right here on TV.
Right here on World Championship Wrestling and the Superstation, WCS. Ooh, bad one. Pull that arm out. Backs him in. Here he goes.
Oh. Brad Armstrong, he'll stay right at you regardless of what's going on, and he stayed right after Mike Jackson right there, and now 2 count.
Goes right after him, though.
Armstrong quickly right back in control. Yeah, the bullet.
Teamwork. They've got it right here. Back him here. Here you go. Switch him across. Elbow in the chest. Goes down. Doesn't hook him, though. Tag's made. Frag goes up. Goes right after that arm. Staying with it.
You know, David, a case here of a team that's not seated in the top 10, and we've talked to a lot of them, seen a lot of them, but a team that I know is going to go a long way in the tournament. Fans, don't forget that the tournament comes up Friday, 7 o'clock on Friday night is when it begins. You'll see all 24 teams that first night. We like to let you know all ticket center outlets do have tickets now available. And there's a lot of, also, David, a lot of hotels within walking distance of the arena.
Yes.
Talking about the Omni, Holiday Inn, the Sheraton, all right around within walking distance, right downtown Baltimore in the arena. And, of course, there's the Days Inn that's right next door.
Right.
It's been nothing but Brad and Bob Armstrong in this one. Offensive-minded, going right after the opponent.
Nice.
That was a nice
Good
move.
knee lift. Look at him. Standing there, takes him over. Made the tag now. Brad doesn't wait, goes right after him. Head in the turnbuckle. Bullet Bob's in. Picks him up.
Notice how he knocks him down and picks him right back up.
Yes. Does not give him a chance. Look how quick they are. In and out. Staying with it. Good action. Hook him. Put him down. Yes.
A lot of teams, we say, are wrestling machines. You got to put this one in there because these two guys can flat out get it done.
This whole family is a wrestling machine. Brad Armstrong and Bullet Bob Armstrong on the road to the Cup, the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup.
There you winners. Say, we'll have more action. Don't go away. It was a great win earlier on television with this man, Ron Garvin, along with Gorgeous Jimmy, and the big tournament's coming up, Ronnie.
That's right, you know, and you got the new Midnight Express, you know. Well, Jimmy Cornette has a lot of problems. So, Jimmy Cornette, why don't you write to Ann Landers and tell her your problems? And I'm going to tell you the advice she's going to give you is to get out of professional wrestling before you get killed, or you get somebody else killed or hurt real seriously. And I'm not talking about getting hurt, medicine cabinet. I'm talking about intensive care. So you better have your hospitalization paid for, because I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of dark clouds ahead, a lot of bad weather for you, a lot of bad things, and I'm going to make sure it's going to happen. You see, you've already got one of your Midnight Express that quit. Well, probably he was the only one in the whole bunch that had some sense. He probably figured he was going to get killed. For what? You think money can buy anything and everything? No. There's some people that's got other values. And I'm going to tell you something. You can hire who you want. You got Big Bubba. He's going to get tired of getting beat up by Dusty Rhodes. He's going to get tired of getting beat up by myself or my brother or Bullet Bob Armstrong or Brad Armstrong. Yeah. He's going to get tired of taking the punishment and the beating for you. You see, because you're a nothing happening man in this world. If it wasn't for your mother and the money, you'd be nothing. You'd be a zero. That's what you are, a zero. The only thing that matters to you is money. Well, I'm going to tell you, in the Jim Crockett Senior Cup, I hope that Jimmy Garvin, my brother, and I go against the Midnight Express, because it's going to be another dark day for you, because I'm going to make sure, darn sure, that you don't win the cup and the $1 million, even if it costs me the money.
Ron Garvin, the man with the hand of stone. Let's go back to the ring.
In the ring, Brad Armstrong. Going to take on, excuse me, I was thinking about Bullet Bob and Brad and that whole family. Impressed that they're going to be in the Cup.
It's
Look at Barry Windham.
Oh, my.
Back him in. Good drop kick.
Yeah. Windham, what a great athlete. One of the world's greatest athletes right here.
You know, Barry doesn't look at himself as so tall. Nice lariat. But he's close to 300 pounds. He's strong, agile, quick like a cat. The world heavyweight champion, Ric Flair, has a definite challenge.
And this is a man that many people think can win, can become the next world champion. We're talking about Barry Windham. Our winner right here on World Championship Wrestling.
That's really impressive. Wow. You know what? I'm going to do some charity work today, Tony. I'm going to give you another chance to see the greatest team in wrestling. Beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan, the Midnight Express. Come on out there, guys. Come on. Are they beautiful or what? Let me tell you something right now. You know, the phone lines have been lighting up like crazy. TBS is Jam Southern Bell fixed to go on strike, baby, because everybody wants to know more about Sweet Stan Lane, the newest member of the Midnight Express. He's a tag team specialist, internationally known, the greatest athlete that I can think of that's been at large in the professional wrestling world, and he's with us now. And, brother, great things are going to happen. Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup, $1 million. Ronnie Garvin, I heard him telling the tale of sorrow and woe, bring a tear to a glass eye about what's going to happen to me. Well, brother, let me tell you something, Ronnie Garvin. If looks could kill, brother, you'd be lying on the floor, because this man is the sharpest thing I can think of. And besides that, he's lean and mean in the ring. And Tony, come on out here. Back that camera up. I want to get a shot of this. Come on. Go back up, Tony. Get out of the way. Right here, Tony. Come on. This man is the greatest thing in the world. Sweet Stan Lane, the newest member of the Midnight Express, like I said. And, brother, Stan, tell him what you're going to be doing with us.
You know, it's hard to believe, Tony, that 24 short hours ago, I was laid out on Clearwater Beach, all oiled up, surrounded by pretty women, thinking, Stan, it doesn't get any better than this, you know? Then the phone rang, and I picked it up, and Jim Cornette said, hey, how'd you like to make $1 million? When he did, I dropped that baby oil. And then he said, how'd you like to drink Dom Perignon champagne out of the Jim Crockett cup? When he said that, I dropped the pina colada. And then he said, how'd you like to come up here and kick Jimmy Garvin's butt and get paid for it? And when he said that, I stood up and I slapped all 5 of them women and caught the plane, and I'm here now with the greatest tag team partner in the world and the greatest manager in the world, and we're ready to go to Baltimore and come home with $1 million big ones, sweetheart.
That's right, the ultimate combination. I can't think of anything to be better unless we win that $1 million in Baltimore, and that's exactly what we're going to do, no matter how fearsome, no matter how outrageous the Midnight Express has been up till now. Brother, we're going to be double so. We're going to be triple so. There's all kind of women. 2/3 of the women in the country right now are getting hooked up to an iron lung and shoved in intensive care because they can't believe the sight that has been unfolded in front of them today. And all I got to say, brother, is bad news from the Midnight Express. The past, even worse now. We're sharper, we're meaner, we're better in the ring, and we're slicker looking outside. And, brother, everything new, everything different, all kind of renovation. Mother loves him. Mother's happy with it. I'm happy with it. Bobby's happy. Bubba's happy. Everybody's happy because this is the greatest thing, the biggest news that's ever happened in professional wrestling. All I got to say is last week I was down. Last week Mama was doing this. I was almost out of professional wrestling. Now I'm sitting on top of the world, and I can't wait to get to Baltimore and gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. One more thing. You think you're sharp, brother? I want you to take a look at this. He's sharper than a butcher knife, and he cuts like a knife, too. Let's get out of here. They don't deserve to see anymore. I'm afraid we're going to rout the whole country into a state of cardiac arrest.
Jim Cornette, from his words, wasn't too long ago, he was in big trouble with his mom. Fans, more action right after this timeout. The number 7 seed in the tournament, the team of Arn Anderson teaming up with Kevin Sullivan, as you heard from James J. Dillon. Let's listen to this interview right now from Kevin Sullivan.
Baltimore, Maryland, the biggest spectacular in the history of wrestling, the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup, $1 million. Everybody out there, think of that again, $1 million. I'm going to let Arn Anderson know something. Arn, the fire is right here, brother. You don't have to worry about me not having fire, because $1 million, I'd do anything for $1 million. You see, it comes a time when your life, one time, you can grasp onto the star. and take it to the heavens. For $1 million, Double A, you took the right choice. You don't have to worry about your goofy brother in your corner. For $1 million, I can retire, I can do anything I want, party with anybody in the world. But in Baltimore, I got to get it done first. I'll do anything for $1 million.
White Lightning, Tim Horner against Thunderfoot #1. Thunderfoot starts on him.
David, I'd like to say very quickly as we get close to the tournament, a lot of teams can come away winning that thing. A lot of teams are favorites. You know, the #2 seed of Dusty and Nikita. Nikita has a neck injury, but just think about it now. You're talking about a man, Dusty Rhodes, 2 times bunkhouse champion, 3 times heavyweight champion of the world. And if there's any team that can win that thing, it's that team right there of Dusty and Nikita. Even though Nikita's got the brace on his neck, he's a phenomenal athlete. Nikita Koloff also. So you can better believe Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and Nikita Koloff will be ready for the tournament coming up on Friday. So will Tim Horner, Mike Rotunda.
Tony, it's looking like now that every team's going to be ready physically. The mental state, will they psych themselves up? Over. Will they get a burnout rate? And then the fans. You fans out there. When a team's down, we've said it so many times, the fans pick them up. These teams have got to go a long way. They've got a lot of matches. You fans are going to have a lot to do. You can carry them over the top.
That's right, David. That's a real good point. Because, you know, the team that wins the tournament, not only it's going to be a richer team, more prestige, but it's also going to be a very tired team.
Oh, yes.
Drained physically and emotionally. Almost got a 3 count, did White Lightning.
There's a cross. Takes it down, rolls it up. Come on, come on, come on, you can do it.
Tim Horner.
Thunderfoot tried to kick out of it, but couldn't do it. White Lightning, Tim Horner, rolls him up, over, and hooks him. Your winner, White Lightning, Tim Horner.
And here we're back. Precious is back, and along with gorgeous Jimmy Gardner.
Well, you know, Tony Schiavone, I guess Ric Flair knows where he stands now with my squeeze Precious. I guess you know where you stand, Ric Flair, with my woman. But the fact is, I don't think you know exactly where you stand when you're dealing with me. I don't know where you get off on thinking you can come out here on national television and try to make a play of my squeeze. I don't think there's a man walking the face of the earth today that's sitting at home in his couch or on his chair with his woman sitting next to him that's going to let anybody, I don't care if he's 20 feet tall and weighs 1,000 pounds, come into his house or his yard and try to take his woman. That isn't going to work, and it doesn't set good with me. It don't set good with me. I don't know what kind of books you've been reading or movies you've been watching, pal, but you're barking up the wrong tree when you mess with another man's woman. And the whole world can speak for that. I don't think you're that bad, Ric Flair. I don't think you're dangerous at all. I don't even think that you're a champion, Pally. I think you're an obnoxious, wanton individual that carries around the gold because he's got a bunch of goons around at the corner to protect him. I don't think you're bad at all, Pally. And in fact, when I get in the ring with you, you're going to find out exactly how bad you're not. I don't care if it's the Omni, Philadelphia, Boston, it don't matter.
See you next week, fans.